and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales here of the WardiTV Monday number 49. An unlikely duo. I mean, I say that we were expecting one of them, but maybe not so much the other. Regardless, we're jumping into our best of 5 finals here and spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak. We have the red Protoss player, the German Protoss. He just took down Clem. It is ShoWTimE, representing Sentinels, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss, the number 1 seed of the tournament, representing Twisted Minds. It is a herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, who you think will be our champion. Let's go, Matthew, let's go. So we're getting into our PvP. And again, we were expecting a PvP finals here, but we were expecting, at least I was expecting herO and MaxPax, right? herO and MaxPax, they are often facing off in these finals, but no, this week we have ShoWTimE instead. Hearthstone was the player that knocked MaxPax out of the tournament, and here we have ShoWTimE even taking down Clem as well. So some crazy results, some crazy matches, some crazy upsets, at least on one half of the brackets. Again, when it comes to herO's half of the bracket, he was the favorite player and he did make it through. It was the other side where we had these crazy results and crazy upsets. Let's go. And we'll see if the upsets continue as ShoWTimE opens up with a proxy across the map. Let's go. Again, I expect this to be a short series. I mentioned this before previously. I should mention it again. When it comes to ShoWTimE, he's a little more defensive when it comes to other matchups, but specifically for PvP, he's very aggressive and typically very cheesy. So we're expecting proxies in almost every game from either one of our players. So 2-gate opener back at home as Cybercore is done. Show us the Stargate, not a 1-base all-in, but an aggressive build nonetheless. A proxy Stargate is built to punish the economy, to deal damage to the economy, to cripple it, I should say, and to gain a lead that way. So proxy Stargate into the Oracle. And here he knows. He knows that a pylon is missing. He knows that something is wrong. How will he read this? Does he react? Does he respond against a proxy robo? Or does he expand and feel like it's a fake out? Here he hides his probe. Ooh, going for a reactive pylon across the map. Okay. So he can turn his defense into an offense. He is setting up. Stargate is done. The Oracle is going to be on the way. And here he opens up Robo. Ooh, Robo opener. He's getting ready here to defend against an all-in. So misread from herO. He's setting up a proxy gateway across the map. And herO, he's going to be forced all-in instead. Essentially, the turns are about to table. herO, he's going to be forced into an all-in. And we'll see if we can protect his mineral line. See if we can defend. Back at home, nothing. There's nothing here. There's nothing back at home. herO, he sees the expansion. It looks like herO believes that it's a fake pylon. And here comes the Oracle. The Oracle straight into the main base. He's going for the mineral line. Probes are going to be going down. Losing only 2 so far. Stalkers, they were somewhat in position. Okay. herO, he defends. And herO, he's got to go. He's got to send it across the map. ShoWTimE, he saw there was no expansion with the Oracle, so he knows. He should be cancelling. I don't think ShoWTimE can defend the natural. But now it's just buying time. He's getting his warp gate up and running. ShoWTimE is going to try to fight for it. But again, no, he gets punished. Brutal force field. There's a cancel. 2 adepts go down. And ShoWTimE just getting a little bit greedy there in his defense. Does move in. Does move in. Does he power one of the gateways? We can see a hero back at home is expanding, so he's not all in. He's just poking in, picking away at the army, picking away at the gateways, and containing ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE does confirm, and he even catches a couple of workers. Very nice. Gets 3 probes. And if you remember earlier, like here, he's being forced into his own kind of aggressive stance, into his own all-in. He was able to force a cancel. He expands, and now suddenly now the shield's on the other foot. Now suddenly ShoWTimE has to commit. As ShoWTimE is building up Immortals, he's going for a very late expansion. Heroes is already done. There's the recall back home. Oh, ShoWTimE. His response, double expand. Okay. I see you. There it is. Double expansion out of ShoWTimE. Very, very drastic response, but okay. I mean, it's a way to come back. As you'll lose 3 probes, but does get a Stalker. As this is very greedy here from ShoWTimE. We'll see if we can get away with it. I mean, again, right now, ShoWTimE has to take a chance. He has to take a chance, has to take a risk. This is what he's chosen to go for. Here's his decision. ShoWTimE, he does get into the main, at least he attempts to. And he will catch a couple units with the stasis, not bad. Does catch a couple units. And what's important here, ShoWTimE is not looking for damage. He does get 3 probes, which is nice. What he's doing here is he's distracting. He's distracting hero while he expands and gets his third up and running. Now here, he is aware. He does scout the expansion. Hero does scouts, and hero, how does he respond? He's getting into Blink, not Glaive Adepts. Blink is now done. And ShoWTimE is lacking any upgrades here. Remember, he has no Twilight Council because he got the Nexus. So here he pushes, and he wants to try to punish ShoWTimE. He wants to break the third. Or even just go straight for the natural. True. Stasis traps are being thrown down. There's a lot of stasis. The Observer does spot them though. Here he does see the stasis traps. And he will be able to focus it down. He's trying to get up there. Force Wheels, they will actually keep him contained. ShoWTimE buying some time, getting another Immortal. Oh no! Ooh, miscontrol here, the Prism goes down. Was that worth of a hero? Here he goes to the dive, he gets 1 Immortal, he gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 Immortals go down, he gets the final Immortal. And here he might barely have enough here, he's down to 2 Immortals. As he's up against so many sentries. Immortals getting low, here he lost the Prism. But he's holding his own. Yeah, the stasis trap runs out. Hero, he breaks on through. He overwhelms. GG gets called. He breaks the defensive line. And Hero, he will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A very intense fight. But again, Hero, he scouted the 3rd base. That's why he moved out on 2 bases. His goal was to punish ShoWTimE, and he was able to punish. Again, he was able to dive on those Immortals, focus them down as well, isolate them, and take it from there. GG. GG, well played. Hero takes a lead, and we'll see if he can extend it. We'll see if ShoWTimE can bounce back. Now remember, best of 5. Best of 5 finals. We got a lot of games ahead of us here. We have at least 3, potentially all 5. Potentially all 5. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So as a reminder, again, we're on the America server and we cannot make maps on NA. But yes, the NA ladder is broken and we cannot load in the NA ladder map pool, so we've been using TLMC. But for ley lines, there is no TLMC map, so we have to resort to the original map made by Killer Smile. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, loading into ley lines. We found a way, man. We found a way. As spawning in the top right hand corner here of ley lines, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels down in the series, but hey, it's still game 2. We got plenty of games ahead of us. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom right corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Go. As we are getting to our games. It is just a little bit weird that it's an issue that's only affecting the America server. Like, the ladder on EU and Korea is fine. The maps are fine. So hopefully it stays that way at least, and we're able to... At least we can still run tournaments, but unfortunately no ladder. Smurge, man, smurge. See some people making threads about it on Reddit as we're in the tournament. But now we have our initial openers. We saw that last game we had ShoWTimE opening up with a proxy Stargate. Last herO was still able to overwhelm. If you recall, herO, he was able to punish ShoWTimE and break his natural. This time, herO, he's the one opening up with a proxy instead. Hello, bro. Show us the pylon. Oh, my apologies, sorry. We have the... Okay. Proxy third pylon out of herO, very cheeky. So a couple of things here. The second pylon gets thrown down at home, and he goes for an inefficient build as he goes for a very early third pylon to proxy. So this is going to be a delayed proxy here by herO. Technically this is inefficient, but it is going to be harder to scout. As he goes for a fourth pylon here. This is typically the third pylon. Goes for a fourth pylon just to make it look like he's playing standard. And now here comes the, I'm imagining, Stargate. I think this is similar to Geralt's build. I know that Geralt has a build like this, where it goes delayed proxy Stargate, and it works wonders, actually. Like, it can catch players off guard. Remember, ShoWTimE is pylon blocking, so is herO. He's even going for the cyber block as well. Again, herO just selling the story that he doesn't want his opponent to expand. ShoWTimE forced to take the unnatural. Natural, ay. A rough reaction here. ShoWTimE expanding at the third. And here comes the Stargate. It's coming. And ShoWTimE shouldn't have anything in position. Hallucination confirms the base. Confirms how open the main is. And you can see ShoWTimE, he moves out to the natural. He has to, because it's so exposed. Oracle's almost out. And we'll see how many probes herO is able to get here. Feeling 4, maybe 5 workers, denied mining time, maybe more than that. Again, ShoWTimE, he has nothing in the main base. Does react to the warp in. So far getting 1, 2, 3 kills. Gets 3. Up. does barely get a fourth, but it does overextend. And he does not get away. Big miscontrol there from herO. He did start set 2 back 1 second, or one time too many. 4 pros, but he will lose the Oracle, which means ShoWTimE, he defends. ShoWTimE, he defends. herO had potential, but again, did miscontrol. Likewise, also fortunate that ShoWTimE did finish up Warp Gate just in time as well. It finished up like 2 seconds before the Oracle hit, so we could react with a Warp in. Now, despite the Oracle not really achieving too much damage, I will say that ShoWTimE's still in an awkward position because of the expansion. ShoWTimE, the slow Warp-ins are brutal as he adepts they get punished. ShoWTimE gets 1. Adepts, they still shade into the main though. Yeah, 2 others are coming from the right-hand side. Probes are going down, and this is getting out of hand. It wasn't the Oracle, it was the Adepts. 11 kills. 11 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. ShoWTimE, he's down 10 workers. He's down 10 workers. That should not have happened. We have more Adepts shading in. ShoWTimE out of position, doesn't wall off. Gets another probe. Gets another worker. herO maintains a lead, and now the pressure's on ShoWTimE. The pressure is on. He needs to move out. So he needs to move out. He will catch a sentry. Sentry goes down. ShoWTimE has blink. herO does not. Behind this is expanding, getting a third, so he's not going all in. That might be his downfall here. How many gateways? We have 3 gates at home. We have a 4th gateway on the way. We have a 5th gateway on the way, and this is looking quite committed here from herO. Getting up to 5 gates. herO's pushing. herO is expanding behind this, but he has a massive gateway count. ShoWTimE still only has 2, by the way. He still only has 2 gates. Getting up to 4. herO, he spots the army. Even repowering the Stargate. Interesting. Sage is moving to tank. Blinks in. He does go for the dive. Stalker's going to be falling one after the other. He can one-shot. He can, and he is. He is one-shotting Stalkers. Now being forced to back up. Forced to retreat. Again, not the worst trade. I say that herO ideally wanted more. Here goes 6th gateway on the way. herO blinking into Immortals. It's not going to go his way here. The Immortal goes ham. The Immortal gets so much damage. herO gets punished, and herO, he bleeds out so many Stalkers. Oh my god. And herO, he overcommitted. Blinking into Immortal range. And ShoWTimE, he dominates the fight. He dominates the fight. herO still trying to make this work. Gets the Immortal. But again, Stalkers are still in favor of ShoWTimE, and ShoWTimE is running away with this. His third basically saturated. herO, his third is barely trying to get up and running. Again, herO, he was ahead. He had a better economic start, or better economic lead, I should say, for most of this game. But he took a really rough fight. And ShoWTimE's getting further ahead. It's getting further ahead. As herO got his lead earlier when it came to his Adept harass, he's trying to do that again. This time, ShoWTimE is ready for it. Takes off the the Adepts. Going for the Stargate. And as long as ShoWTimE can keep up with these Adepts, he should run away with this. He should be able to run away with this game. Speaking of Adepts are going down, he's got cannons just in case herO goes for Dark Templar. So he's ready for the DTs. ShoWTimE just getting further ahead. And if ShoWTimE is passive and herO is able to get into the mineral lines, then maybe herO can pull something off, but again, things looking bleak here for herO. As ShoWTimE should not be stopped. ShoWTimE just up in supply, up heavily here in the army. Arkham gets into the mineral line. He is pushing into shield batteries and cannons. That is helping herO at least. As force fields, he's turned back a lot of the army. That's being dealt with. Again, herO fighting a portion of the army at a time. But ShoWTimE still has too much. He's in the base. The boys are being pulled. herO's getting desperate. Does take down the Prism. But once again, he'll lose everything to the Immortal, the Archon, the Stalkers. He'll lose every single Stalker. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE ties up the series. We have a back and forth. GG. GG, well played. We do have a back and forth here. Again, ShoWTimE, he had a really rough start. Not when it came to the Proxy Stargate. The Proxy Stargate didn't really pay for itself. If you remember, the Oracle got 4 probes and then went down, but it was the Adepts. The Adept follow-up was brutal. herO got so much economic damage with those Adepts. He forced ShoWTimE to move out, and ShoWTimE didn't really find much damage, but herO made the decision. If you remember, he made the decision to go for a massive gateway explosion. He went for 5 gates, and he delayed probe production. He chose not to make any workers. He was committed on 2 bases, essentially. But the fight went too poorly for herO. Remember, he blinked into range of the Immortals. He lost so many Stalkers. He lost his lead, and ShoWTimE snowballed from there. Snowballed from there. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting to game number 3, and we'll see who takes the lead in the series. We have a back and forth so far, but who will take a lead? As game 3 is going to be on Maganatha. Getting into Maganatha. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have our German Protoss. We have a German Protoss player fighting back in the series and making a series out of this. Let's go. As we are tied up, it is ShoWTimE. Presenting Sentinels and spawning in the top left hand corner. We have the South Korean Protoss. We have the blue Protoss for Twisted Minds. It is a herO. Again, the #1 seed of the tournament, but we have seen ShoWTimE take down Clem already. He was able to bypass MaxPax, take down his killer, take down Harstem. I'm hoping for a back and forth even more than this. We'll see if we can go all the way to the ace match. For now, though, welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map of the map pool. Longer rushes by ground, but it's a PvP. We're expecting aggression. You know, despite how large the map can be, Warp Gate does bypass that. You can still proxy, you can still get across the map, but that much faster. And we'll see if anyone commits. We'll see if anyone does decide to commit. Oh, already. So 2 gate opener out of ShoWTimE. Do you see what I see? herO goes for a gate, a Cyber Expand. So greedy build out of herO, standard build out of ShoWTimE. Now, because herO's being greedy, because he's cutting corners, ShoWTimE, there's a high chance he reacts with a proxy robo with a 1 base all-in. So there's a high chance that ShoWTimE goes for the all-in. Speaking of, Show us the pylon. Pylon is thrown down. Now ShoWTimE, he hasn't scouted, so ShoWTimE doesn't know how greedy herO is being. So I'm curious if this is just going to be a Stargate or a Robo. How committed does ShoWTimE plan on being? Both can work from this location. Cybercore is done. Robo. One base all in. So one base all in by ShoWTimE. This is meant to be a hard counter to what herO's up to. herO going for a gate, Cyber, Stargate into expansion. herO, he's going for the Max opener. He's going for the Max. Zelda's scouting the southern side. herO, I don't think he probe scouted. Yeah, herO, he didn't probe scout. He's checking, but doesn't find anything. There's the expansion. ShoWTimE is going to be feeling pretty good. Does spot the Stargate. herO, he can make Void Rays defensively, but it's going to still be a tough hold for herO. As here come the extra gateways. I believe we should be seeing a Prism first into Immortals. Here comes a Prism. Here comes ShoWTimE. And so far, things are lining up for ShoWTimE. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. But we'll see. The Zealot does confirm. Yeah, herO knows. Very nice scout with the Zealot. herO, he confirms what's going on. He sees no expansion. herO should be getting ready. He has a shield battery in position. Still does go for the Oracle first. Ooh, Oracle into Robo. Okay, no Void Rays. Prism is spotted. herO, he responds. Going for the Phoenix. I do like this. I do like the Phoenix response here. The Phoenix is a way to shut down the Prism and to lift up and CC the proxy Immortals. This can work well. I say that ShoWTimE, he went for a third gateway. He's not going for Immortal production. Going for Mass Stalker. But there are two shield batteries. herO, he's holding. He's holding on. Getting his own Immortals, getting a second Phoenix. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for herO. ShoWTimE does force his way in, takes out a Stalker. Gets a Stalker, gets a Phoenix as well. The Immortal has arrived. Stage Trap is barely denied. Denied stasis. Oof. ShoWTimE losing a couple of Stalkers. Yeah, a couple of Stalkers are going down. Nice lift here from herO. Does punish. There's a stasis. There's the NG overcharge. Again, herO, he is holding on. The one downside here that I'm a little bit concerned by is that herO, he hasn't been making any probes, so his economy here is not as big as it should be. So we're lacking a little bit of the economy. Oh! Nice snipe. Nice snipe on the Immortal. Moving in. Once again, he can snipe. Remember, there's no Prism. There's no War Prism, but the Immortal lives! No shot! He saves the herO! He saves the Immortal! And he punishes! Prism goes down. No more reinforcements. herO, he's holding. GG gets caught. herO, he holds. He defends. He survives. And herO takes a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Very clutch, a very close defense there from herO. Again, despite the Stargate opener, he was able to switch into Robo, switch into Immortal production, and he barely preserved his army, despite not having a War Prism. That's the most impressive part. Typically, a lot of defensive players there in that position, they go for a War Prism just so they can juggle their units and micro against their opponents, but herO, even without that Prism, He was able to outtrade, he was able to punish, he was able to break out. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO takes the lead in the series, and herO, he is one game away from becoming our champion. Una más, papi, una más. One more game. He needs one more game. Meanwhile, the pressure is on ShoWTimE. Let's go as we're getting into our next game. Getting into game number 4. It's going to be on Persephone. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have our German Protoss. We have our German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 2-1 and one game away from becoming our champion. It is herO. Go again, a very intense defense out of herO, actually reminding me of the Classic game that we saw earlier today between Classic and ShoWTimE, where Classic, I believe it was also on Maganatha, where Classic, he kind of baited a response, he baited an all-in, and Classic shut it down. This wasn't as clean of a game from herO. It wasn't as clean like ShoWTimE. He was able to actually get into his all-in, but despite that, herO was still able to scout, able to respond, able to shut it down, defend, persevere, claim the game. Crazy. But here we go. Now we're getting into game number 4. Okay, and once again we have I say once again, 2-gate opener out of herO. ShoWTimE, it's his turn. Gate expand. Or gate cyber expand here. So economic opener out of ShoWTimE. herO setting up for a fake proxy pylon when he could benefit from a real proxy instead. I'm liking ShoWTimE's position. Gate expand, a very greedy build here by ShoWTimE, and herO, he throws down a pylon, but it's a fake, and now he's gonna scout, and now he's gonna realize, ooh, should have been a real one. Hello. Are we going for the gold? That would be a way to catch up economically. Okay, never mind. I mean, could still be a factor, but for now, he's coming in for the scout. Back at home, double adept opener. ShoWTimE, he sees that the pylon is missing, and ShoWTimE doesn't make the zealot first, so he skips the zealot. We'll see if he opens up robo. herO, he does not scout at all, and ShoWTimE's going for a Stargate opener. Okay, Stargate opener out of ShoWTimE. I see Antindro in the chat. I appreciate the kind words, Pappy. I appreciate it. How can we support? Depends how you want to support. You can support by watching. Support by watching our VODs, watching the live stream. That is still support. Monetarily, we have Patreon, of course. The Patreon funds our tournaments. You can just become a subscriber on Twitch, gain access to our emotes, gain access to replay packs. Different ways. We're appreciative of all of them. It's all good. As ShoWTimE does go for his initial Oracle. herO, he now realizes that he's heavily behind. The pressure is on herO. You can see here, ShoWTimE, he is up in workers quite heavily here, up by 5 probes. herO, he doesn't commit. Not to the shade. Blink is on the way, getting to a Forge for +1. And here he has a couple of options here. He could try to rush into the goal base. Otherwise, we could see a gateway explosion. We could see like a 3rd and 4th gateway, maybe even a 5th gateway. We could go for a 2-base all-in with Mass Blink Stalker with +1. That might be the go-to. Otherwise, it doesn't have to be that extreme. We could just rely on Adept Harass, like previously. If we can pop over the Adepts, if we can get a couple of worker kills and herO can recover. But regardless, the onus is on the blue Protoss. The onus is on herO. No direct donation. We do have, I think, do we have a command for that? Exclamation mark donate? Yeah. You have a command. So we do have donations as well. If you wish to tip. Unfortunately, something that we have to fix is unfortunately we don't really have a donation bar, unlike literally every other streamer out there. So we don't often get many donations, but we also don't promote it too much. One day, one day. It's all good. So far, we have double Adept taken to the mineral lines. So far, we're getting up to three worker kills. Just the 3. herO and the other caster are really bad. I would say watch yourself, as herO is one of the Ducklings and does put a lot of work in behind the scenes. And I mean, from what I've seen when it comes to our amateur tournaments, I think they do a good job. Amateur and Steak. You could argue that maybe they maybe get distracted a little bit too much when it comes to tangents, but much love to herO and Steelmore. Much love. They put in a lot of work. As from here, the dust is settling. ShoWTimE is going to be taking his 3rd base. This entire time, ShoWTimE has had an economic edge over herO. That's why he's up in workers. He's been up this entire time. herO, he hasn't really been able to deal much economic damage across the map. One thing that I will say, though, are the upgrades. herO, he has +1, and he's going to have that +2 timing as well. So upgrades are in favor of herO. ShoWTimE does pull back. Again, ShoWTimE just has to buy a little bit more time here to catch up with those upgrades. Behind this, getting to charge. Both players are. Tech-wise, herO, he is one step ahead, so he can still take some better engagements. With charge, with Dark Templar. So I'm a little bit concerned about ShoWTimE being too active on the map. I'm concerned. herO going for the Zealot drop. ShoWTimE, can he catch this? Not quite. Yeah, ShoWTimE, he has no vision here. He has no observer. Rotating back around. Prism is just outside the main. And here he sees an opening. Yeah, he does spot the main army. He's going for it. Going for the main. There's a cannon to buy some time. And a defensive warp in. Ooh, the Prism is going to go down. Yeah, bold move there by herO. He does siege the War Prism. Prism goes down. ShoWTimE defends. Not without losing a couple of workers, though. Nice hold position micro out of herO. Gets 5 more probes. Does get 5 more workers. And herO, again, he's been slowly recovering here. Because the reason why we have that supply disparity is just because of ShoWTimE's lead that he's had for most of this game. But herO, he's been finding some better fights. +3 is on the way. ShoWTimE is still going for this Mass Stalker composition. I'm still very on the fence about this. We saw this against Classic as well, where herO, he's taking up and going into more of a Zealot heavy composition. He's morphing in Archons as well. Like herO, he's refining his army. ShoWTimE is very gateway heavy. That's pretty cool. He leaves out a couple of Stalkers. Back at home, this is what I mean. He's got Immortals, Archons, he's got Zealots. Like herO has a much more complex, much more efficient army. ShoWTimE has numbers on his side. And we'll see how ShoWTimE can engage. With all being Stalkers, he can try to out-micro herO. He can. Here we go, herO pushing in. Trying to get on top of the Stalkers. Yeah, blinking on forward, Stalkers are going down, Zealots are overwhelmed, and there are just 0 Archons. Like, ShoWTimE, he can't fight. He cannot fight this head-on. As he's being forced further back, and here he will dominate this fight against ShoWTimE. He had a strong start to this game, but he's just stuck with Mass Stalker. And this just doesn't scale well. It doesn't scale well into a longer game state. herO wasting a little bit of DPS here on the gas and on the pylon, but now he's pushing in. He's moving in. DT's in the mix as well. Ooh, Prism goes down. Not bad. ShoWTimE snipes the War Prism, takes down one of the Immortals. Yeah, there's no Immortals remaining. Oh, but no detection. Wow, no detection. No Observer. herO, the DTs. The DTs are just getting free damage. Free hits going off as 16 probes going down. Observers on the way. ShoWTimE making observers, but herO takes the fight. herO does take the fight. Again, herO had the much more complex army, as we were stating. ShoWTimE, he has no Temple Archives, he has no Archons, he's stuck on just purely Zealots and Stalkers. That's all he's got. That's all he has. On top of that, of course, being down in upgrades as well. As herO is licking his wounds. Warping in more Dark Templar. Blink is almost done. And again, despite having a stronger start, ShoWTimE, he's again, did decide to stay on a lower tech army. And also wasn't quite able to keep up with those upgrades. +3 just now finishing up. Once again, as ShoWTimE is distracted, there's an opening on the left-hand side. There are a couple of cannons, true. But that's what Blink is for. Speaking of, here it is in. He takes down one cannon. One cannon goes down. Here he does push on the right hand side as well. ShoWTimE reacts to the DTs. herO moves in. DTs are going for the expansion. The Nexus will go down. Takes down the base. Zealots take it into the mineral line. There's recall. herO, I don't know if he can stick around here. He can. Yeah, he can. He punishes the recall. GG gets called, and herO, he pulls ShoWTimE apart. herO will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to herO, as it does claim the series does take the 3-0. Again, ShoWTimE, I would say, had a better start. Remember, he was up in workers, up in economy, up in supply. One of the big things he was down in was the upgrades with +1, but you know, he can make up for that with a larger army. But he decided to stick with a lower tech composition. If you remember, ShoWTimE did this against Classic as well. He did this, I think, even against herStim. It does seem like ShoWTimE's preferred style to try to like overwhelm your opponent with mass Zealot and a very, very dedicated Blink Stalker army. The downside, of course, is that the Blink Stalker army is very mobile, true, has a lot of micro potential, but in these head-on fights, it is worse. Like, he has a lot of harassment potential. He can just go in, he can respond, he can blink back. That is true. It's a very versatile army. But in a head-on fight, something that's more Zealot, Archon, Immortal heavy is just greater, right? It's just a little more efficient. It outtrades Blink Stalker, and with that GG well played. Of course, we had a little bit of spice, a little bit of flair there from herO with the Dark Templar. True. They were just getting free damage throughout the course of the fight as well. That was also a factor as well. GG well played. Congratulations to herO, as it does claim the series. Congratulations, and shout out to ShoWTimE. Shout out to ShoWTimE because, sure, ShoWTimE, he may have gone down in this finals. He did have an amazing performance. Remember, ShoWTimE, who did he beat? He took down Classic, took down herO, and took down Clem. Some big wins here for ShoWTimE. May not have beaten herO, but he did not have an easy road to the finals anyway. So, very impressive performance there. Shout out to ShoWTimE, and congratulations to herO. GG. GG, well played. GG. Oh, and with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. As we are going to be wrapping up, thank you so much as well for the donation in the chat. Do appreciate it. And subscribing as well. But yes, it was stated earlier, we do stream on multiple platforms. We stream on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Facebook, and on TikTok as well. We stream on all 5 platforms. And if you enjoy the content, if you want to watch more of us, but if you can't watch us live, then check us out on YouTube. Check us out over on YouTube, as we upload on YouTube on a daily basis. Again, other platforms like TikTok, like Twitch now as well, and Kick as well, they don't really save VODs. So if you miss something live, if you want to watch those VODs, then YouTube is the place to be. That's where all the VODs get saved. That's where all the content is. So if you can't watch live, check out our YouTube channel. Check it out. Likewise, when it comes to the rest of our schedule, bam, you can see us here. We have a plethora of events coming up. We just wrapped up with our Monday broadcast. We were casting StarCraft Evolution this morning, now WardiTV Monday this evening. Tomorrow morning at 9 AM KST, that is 10 AM AEST, that is 9.5 hours. In 9.5 hours time, we're going to be live with some more StarCraft Evolution with Group B of the round of 16. We also have OC King of the Hill. We have the Pegasus Cup on Wednesday, more StarCraft Evolution on Thursday and Friday, the podcast, and Lily Cup as well. Now, if you look at this schedule, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, you're taking the weekend off? God, no, we never take the weekend off. At the moment, we do have a cast scheduled for the weekend, but I believe it is not officially announced. So we're still waiting for the official announcement. Do expect a cast over the weekend, but to be announced what the cast is. It's not our tournament, I can say that. It's someone else's tournament, but again, still to be announced. And eventually, those weekend slots are going to be filled up. They're going to be filled up in time. In time, baby, in time. So casting all day, every day, baby. Let's go, baby, let's go. It was just updated on TL today. Oh, there you go. It was just updated. If you're curious, then I guess I can say it. If it's on TL, this weekend we do have the Maestros of the Game. That is the big French tournament, the big event organized by Comeback TV, happening in France. The event is not this weekend, but the qualifiers are this weekend, and we are going to be casting those qualifiers here on the channel, as always. Going to be covering those qualifiers for Maestros of the Game. Again, a big offline event that's happening in France. Big event on the horizon. Big event. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up. We'll see you guys in 9.5 hours. We'll see you in 9.5 hours for our next cast for some more StarCraft Evolution content. See you then, bye. See you then. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow in less than 24 hours with OC King of the Hill. True. See you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Again, you can support us by checking us out over on YouTube or some of the other platforms that we have. We do post when we go live. We post on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings, Mastodon, Blue Sky. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go pass out, and we'll do it all again because we got all the casting. As always, all the casting. See you next time. Otherwise, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to. I know that Rotterdam is going to be going live with his tournament soon, so we could raid Rotterdam. I think herO is streaming his POV, but he might be wrapping up soon. Who's live at the moment? We might just give it to Roddy. God. Rainer's in the Rift? Of course he is. God damn. Esther Rainer, baby. Yeah. Rainer always lost in the Rift. M. Canning is live. Okay. I would say a toss-up between old mate Roddy and M. Canning. One or the other. We'll give him some love. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. Until next time. Hasta luego.